I'm Megan Sumner from NASA's social media team, and I am here with a very special guest. This is NASA astronaut Scott Kelly, who just came back from 340 days in space on the International Space Station, just landed back on Earth on Tuesday night, so just a couple of days ago. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling okay. I think I'm feeling pretty good, all things considered, being in space for a year, but definitely different than I felt last time with about, half as much time in space.
Wow, okay, that's interesting, and I'm glad you're doing so well. So Scott spent the first 1 year mission to the space station, and the purpose of that mission was to learn more about spaceflight, the effects of spaceflight on the human body, and that's to help us go further and deeper into space on a mission to Mars. Him and his crew conducted more than 400 experiments during the space station, and those experiments are to help us on our mission to Mars and also helping us right here on Earth. And this is your first live interview since you've been back, is that right?
That is correct.
Awesome. So we're so excited to have you live on Facebook, the first time he's been live since he's been back on Earth. And I know you guys have a ton of questions for Scott, so we are going to ask him a couple of questions that we've gotten a lot on social media the past couple of days. So first of all, we saw the tweet about getting in the pool right after you got home.
Mm-hmm.
So how was your little dip in the pool?
That was unbelievable. I hadn't had any kind of running water for a year, although I did take a shower in Canada, but there was nothing like jumping in a big pool of water, although it was a little cold when I got out.
I bet. It looked awesome.
Great.
Great. Okay, and then what about your sleep the first night? Back in a bed, back in gravity?
Kind of painful, actually. Joints, muscles. I liked the bed and the sheets and stuff, but not all that comfortable. I mean, your body does not respond that well to gravity after not having it for so long.
I guess that's one of those things you'll have to get used to again. All right, and then I know a lot of you guys want to know about food. Space food's a little different than food here on Earth. So what was the first thing you ate, and what was the first thing you would have liked to eat if you could have had anything?
Yeah, so the first thing I ate, it's kind of funny. The first thing I ate was a banana. Somebody put it on the bed in the airplane as a joke, and then I ate it, and when I was halfway through eating the banana, I realized the irony. But it was so good that I couldn't avoid it. But the first thing I would have wanted to eat was a salad, which was the second thing I ate was a really nice salad, I think.
Okay.
That was my recollection anyway.
Awesome.
It was kind of, a pretty hectic time there when you come back to Earth, so your memories are not all that clear, but
right.
The first thing was a banana.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think you'll have to look on his Twitter to learn more about that. All right, and also, of course, science is really the main mission of the International Space Station and certainly of your mission. So what kind of results are you most excited to see and to learn about?
There's a lot of, like you said, I mean, we did 400 different experiments, so that's a lot. But the reason Misha and I were there for so long was to better understand the long duration effects on the human body, so we can go further from Earth and to Mars and elsewhere someday. And for me, I clearly can tell that there's a difference between 159 days and 340 days.
Yeah.
So I think we will learn a lot from this experience, absolutely. And that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we want to hear and are excited to find out about. And so just to go along with that, the past couple of days since you've been back on Earth, I know have been super busy for you. You've had to go through testing and data gathering, and we'll continue to look at those results for about the next year. So can you tell us a little bit about that experience, any of the tests you've gone through?
Yeah, I've gone through actually the testing starts right next to the capsule in a tent, and you're doing this like kind of a fitness test where you do, an obstacle course and some tests of the vestibular system and your motor skills, and it's pretty rough after being in space for that long. And then I did that again in Norway, and I got back here at 2 in the morning. I did it again here, And then, did a bunch of other testing. Today I had a bunch of MRIs and some other post-flight data collection tests. So a lot of blood, my bag of urine over there,
gosh.
some other samples that I'll be providing to the U.S. government for quite some time.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for doing that. We appreciate your service.
All part of the job.
Yep. All right, and then finally, it's going to be a process getting back to Earth. You already mentioned the sleep, and so can you just tell us a little bit about getting back to gravity, Earth? How has it been?
So initially I felt better than I did last time, and I don't know if it's like, I think probably adrenaline plays a part in that. Yeah, I was up there longer, more maybe, I don't know, excited to get home or whatever, but I felt better initially, but over time that somehow crossed, and I don't feel better now than I did on the last flight. There's clearly a difference. But it's not in my vestibular balance kind of way. A little bit it is, but mostly it's like muscle soreness and things like that.
Okay, very interesting. Well, you can continue to follow Scott as he gets used to Earth on his social media. He did surpass 1 million followers on Twitter just during the landing, so congratulations on that. We've loved seeing your pictures from space and seeing, how you're getting used to gravity again. Also, we've got to go, unfortunately. We are done with our time here with Scott, but you can tune in right now to a science briefing. We'll have Scott's twin brother, Mark, and some of our science experts talking about the science behind the mission on nasa.gov/NTV. And then in just a couple of minutes, Scott will do a briefing himself and answer more questions, also on nasa.gov/NTV, and we'll be answering questions on Twitter during the briefing and afterwards using #AskNASA. So continue to follow us and ask questions, #AskNASA. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Scott for coming.
My pleasure.
Thanks.